Hello everyone, welcome back to this course. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to read data from the terminal. So previously, we used to work with like this, like we would say int a equals 10, and then we learned how to uh, print it. So the value of a is a and l. So previously we learned about this, so we compile. So compiling, no error. So here we see that it printed our data. So what if we want to read the data actually from the terminal? So if we want to do that, if we want to read the value A from the terminal, we should change our approach somehow. So we can change our approach like this. We just define our integer data type, like called a, and then we learn here a new syntax that is cin, and then we see in the a that we have here. But in order to read it from the user, we need to first show a cout message to the reader saying that, for example, whatever you want, you can say that tell me what your number is, and then we close it. Then we store the number that the user tell us. We store it here, and then we show it here. Let's try this program together to see if it works or not. So yeah, it says that tell me what your number is. So I would say 10, and it returns me the value saying that the value a is 10. So here we declared the integer, then we sent a message through the terminal to the user saying that, okay, tell me what your number is. And whatever the user enters here, it will be stored in the A using the cin syntax. And then here again with the cout syntax, we show what the stored and entered integer value was. So let's have some more examples here. So here again, I define another int. So let me comment the above lines so it's clear. So we have an integer value called number. We show the print value to the terminal, enter an integer, and we read the number, and then we show the number. So it's again the same procedure. We first declare the integer, we show the message, and then we store the number that is entered by the user, and then we show the output. So here again we compile. Let's see how it would work. So enter an integer. I would say 14 this time. It says you entered integer 14. So it stores it here. So the application of this is very widely known. For example, if you want to enter your panel through a website or where you have registered already, so you enter your for example, username for the first time and the password for the first time. So these two are stored in the database of the website using, if they're using C++, for example, one option could be using cin. So they store it in their database, and the next time that you want to visit the website or wherever that registration is, you enter everything, and they check your entered data with their already stored database, and if it's there, they say, okay, you can come in. There are some if conditions to check before they let you in that we'll discuss later on this course. So this is how integer is done. Then if we want to consider a character, so let me comment the ones that for integers here. So we have a clear code. So let's say I have a character defined that is char, and the name is character. So that is char. You can call it whatever you want. Instead of that, I can say my my char, for example. I would say this. So whatever you want, it's your call. So then we show the message to the user saying that enter a character, and then using cin function, we store it. And now here we have an error because we changed the name of the declared character. I would say my char. So and then here we should have another error because we need to change the character here. So here what I'm doing is that I am declaring a character. Then I'm showing, again, I'm going through the procedure. I'm showing a message to the user saying that, okay, enter your character. Then we store the character using cin function and we print it out. Okay. So for a character, we know that we need to store only one letter. So let's compile. We're compiling. Let's check it out. I would say R. And it returns me my character. Let's compile again. This time, for example, I would say A. It returns me the character again, A. So, but what if I want to put two letters like RE? It returns only R. What if I want to store more than one? Like I would say Reza. It only returns me R. Why? The reason is that we declare it as a char. So char only is able to store one letter, not more than that. So even if you write many letters there, it does not register it. It only is able to register the first letter. So this is something very important to keep in mind while you are using the characters. So what if we want to consider more than one letter? So then we don't have to use char or char, we are only using string. So in that term, let me comment these lines so everything is clear, so we know which lines are currently working. Let's go down. Yeah. So here we need to declare string. So when we want to use a string, we need to be careful to include this in the beginning of our code. So we did this already in another lesson. Here, string is included, so no worries. So we are calling the libraries of the C++ when we are including this. So, okay, we declare one string, the name is word. The name could be whatever you want. So here I name it as word. Again, the same procedure. We show a message to the user saying that enter a word, and then store the word using cin function, and then we simply print it. So this time I compile. Let's see the result. No error. Okay. Enter a word. I would say Reza. This time, because we declared a string, it returns the full letters. It's not only the first letter like char. So let's try again. I would say whatever you want, like Amir Hossein. It returns Amir Hossein. Whatever you want. Let's try again. We say peer. It returns peer. One important point about the way that we are reading the information from the input is the following. So here I'm defining a string. I'm storing everything using cin function. So cin function cannot go after one space. What that means? It means that for example, when we were having characters being stored, only the first letter could be stored. When we are having a string being stored using cin function can go up to no matter how many number of letters you have in your string, but there should be no space between them. If there are spaces between them, it cannot differentiate it. Let me just give you an example. So here we wrote Reza and Reza was okay. But if I push this space and then I write, for example, my last name, it returns me only the first part. So when we are using the cin function for storing the input, to read and store the input, it goes until the first string, and the second one is missed out because there is a space there. So, but if I compile again and write my first name and last name like this, it's okay. But there is no space here. Usually we put a space there. So what do we do? This is one of the problem using cin function. So let me just comment again. So here I'm commenting everything. So we go to the next lesson. So here I am declaring another string. I am couting, just enter 2 words or 3 words or whatever, and the full string, just whatever. But here I'm not reading the input as before. So before I was only using cin, but here I am using a get line and within bracket cin input. This helps us to read the entire line and not only the first word. Let's try this one. So if we try this one, let's see what happens. So if I write Reza, it will say Reza. Let's compile again. If I write Reza Shahin with a space, it gives me Reza Shahin with a space. And if I say like Reza Shahin, it gives me the full line. So this is the one of the important things that we need to consider while reading the input. Depending on what we want to get from the user, we need to code based on that. Initially, we showed that an integer value can be declared, then a message sent to the user. We store it using cin, and then we show the message. We can do this with the characters, but only one letter can be stored in characters. So if we are aiming to get an information from the user that is one character, we use char because it uses less memory. But if it's more than one character and one letter, let's say, we need to use string. And if we want to use a string, if the string is only one word and no space there, so we can simply use cin function to read the data and store it. However, if there are multiple words, then there are some spaces between them, we need to use getLine instead of cin only. We use the function getLine, and within bracket you just type down cin input. This is some predefined function from the C++. And then you store it. Thank you very much for following this course. In the next lesson, we will dive into the deeper understanding of C++. See you there.